I want to learn your guys' language.
Yes, you will learn. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna make
Is it
sure
not
to teach.
difficult?
It can be a bit difficult for you, but you just need to spend time with us. Actually,
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
I forgot. By the way, good day, everyone. Good day, guys. Welcome to another episode of YouThBuzz. Wait, for today's day, we also got YouThBuzz Reacts. Guys, I'm not gonna give too much details about it. I will just advise just to enjoy the moment. So for today's episode, we got a new guest that we hopefully want to have it more time. Can you introduce yourself, please?
I'm pretty. My name is Pretty, and it's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling? Is everything alright with you?
Yes, everything's alright. How about you? Yes.
And you can talk about anything here.
Really?
Here. Anything, literally.
Damn.
Anything, you know. We're like, as I said before, like, I don't know if you know, but we're also like a therapist, you know.
Really?
Yes, for real.
Nice.
Yeah,
Damn,
nice.
okay.
So we open, we're not going to help, by the way.
Oh.
We're going to listen.
You're just going to listen?
Yes, you're going to say, like, that's crazy.
Damn, you're going to be like, damn. That's crazy. That's what you're
But is
gonna
everything
say.
alright with you, right?
Yes, I'm alright. What about you?
Okay. I'm handled myself.
I'm
And I really
okay.
appreciate your attention towards me.
Thank you for having me.
Nobody asked me this today, but I really appreciate that.
Actually, if you're okay.
Yes.
What? That's crazy.
But anyway, like there is, like going like to basically to what is basically represent our topics, our structure, our new format of the podcast. We basically focus on day-to-day people, like basically news. It would be about society contents and all that, and we moving forward to what I want to bring on here, just to have like a quick icebreaker. It's just something quick, not so long. You're not gonna last too long. I would like to ask you something. What's your opinion about that? So how about just scrolling like on social media as usual, procrastinating, as usual, sometimes not doing what I am supposed to do.
The guilt.
Yeah, the guilt.
The guilt.
You feel that guilt. Actually.
I do.
You do, yeah?
Spending 3 hours on TikTok is wow.
3 hours on TikTok? Okay, I wouldn't do that one, but okay.
It'd be like that. I mean, of course, not like 3 consecutive hours. You can have breaks in between, maybe an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, an hour in the evening.
Yeah. If you do your proper calculation, maybe it's 10 hours. Nothing happens. That's not good. I want to ask your opinion about something. Like I was checking like on social media, Instagram, and then I saw a post that was speaking like a man who proposed it to his woman with a receipt of her $70K student loan. It's like $70K actually.
Okay.
Yeah, student loan debt that was paid in full in place of a ring. So basically, the boyfriend, instead of buying her a ring, he paid for the student loan debt that she had. However, she thanks him. She thanks him, but she says that she still requires a ring before getting married. What is she? Reasonable, ungrateful, smart, unintelligent, or she belongs to the street?
She's reasonable. She has a point. She has a point.
Why do you think that?
Because the ring will symbolize the engagement. Like, then I would wake up in the morning and see that, oh, okay, my baby proposed to me. Oh, like, of course, in her sense. So now when you think about fees, imagine you've graduated and now you completely forgot about the fees. And it's just like, did you ever engage? Did you ever like propose me properly? Because there isn't like anything to remember. Well, there is, because, the student loan was paid.
So you really think she's like fully reasonable?
Yes, she
fully,
is.
100%. That's crazy. Me, I don't think so. I think she belongs to the street.
Why?
Honestly, I feel that. I mean, either she belongs to the street, or she can end up being intelligent. One of these two. I wouldn't go for more than these two. I don't think she's smart as well. Okay, let me learn. Let me explain myself.
Yes, please.
Why do I really believe in that? First of all, she may not even be aware of the fact that her boyfriend probably saved money to pay for all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The man is investing, investing. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So she's basically, she got like a long-term investment because of that. You understand? So I feel like the fact that, okay, even the fact that she acknowledges the way it was offered to her, the way it supported her into this process. I think like ring is just like a ring at the end of the day. I mean, it's just like a ring. You just want to show to your friends like, hey, yes, I have a ring here, I have a boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
understand, like, yeah, I'm gonna be married,
Mm-hmm.
it's just something more for show off. It's more so for me, my personal opinion, I perceive ring more something like, okay, it's something like that have like a strong value to the person's, personal life. We can represent something, we can represent a beginning of something, something
Mm-hmm.
that can in the future become like something very serious. However, I feel like the fact that the boyfriend had to sacrifice his savings probably, or like his extra money in exchange of ring, I think like that would mean more than anything.
Okay, but don't you think it would have been a conversation between the two of them? Like maybe he should have asked her first, and maybe like
Ah.
propose, and then they have a conversation that, okay, I'm planning on doing this as like a gift,
Yeah.
right? This
Mhm.
is like my proposal gift to you, because you can always gift anybody. It doesn't have to be like a special occasion, but most people don't really give gifts in as proposal or whatever. But it could have worked, man. Just buy the ring, propose to her, and then
I
present her with that.
I think she's too. I think she's too hungry to show to people that she want to get married. That's why I think
I
like
guess, yeah,
she's
that's
like the
also
last
another
option. I will
thing.
go for that one. You
Yeah, that's
understand?
what I guess probably me saying that she is reasonable is because in most cases we do want to be reminded on a daily that you're engaged
Yeah.
to somebody, and the ring would serve as that form of symbolism.
Mm.
As because you wake up each morning and you see the ring and you're like, oh, nice. But then also think about it. If she got the ring and the receipt as a gift,
I think rings can come like after. I mean, after 2 years, perhaps, yes. Just after 2 years, you give to her. I mean, it's just a ring at the end of the day. Because me, okay, if I was a woman,
mm-hmm.
if I was a woman,
Yeah.
hear me out. I would take consideration. I'm like, thank you so much for paying and all that. And yes, I accept marriage. And then I'm going to, like, expect the ring when we get married eventually. There, maybe on church, I don't know.
Yeah.
Home affairs, who knows, you see?
Get married where?
Yeah, some people they get married home affairs.
Would you want to do that if you're a woman?
To marry a home affair.
Yes.
Hell nah.
Okay. That's
Hell nah.
literally the same thing as like
Hell nah.
proposing but not having a ring.
That's crazy. I wouldn't marry home. Would you?
No.
Why? I mean, marriage
Because
is
I want to
marriage.
celebrate. Like I want the actual day. I want the preparations. I want the stress, the pressure, the roller coaster of emotions, the sleepless nights. I want that. Not just for us to wake up and then we decide, okay, let's go sign.
Did you know, like, there was a guy, I think it was from Nicaragua. I may be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy, when he married, he married with a t-shirt of Argentina t-shirt.
Okay.
So her daughter, when she was like teenage, she was like, Dad, why did you marry for a t-shirt of Argentina? And you know what the guy said? The guy said like, your mom told me that we're going to a wedding. She just didn't tell me.
Oh like, couldn't he even think to like wear suits at least, even if it's a wedding?
Maybe it's like someone who doesn't have a trip, doesn't have like that.
Wow.
Some people they just dressing to survive.
Real.
It's just a real need. They're not like dressing for fashion.
It'd be like
You
that.
see, maybe it was just him.
Nah, but Argentina t-shirts to a wedding.
Yeah. What if
I wouldn't let the guy leave the house if I was the woman.
What if he was like a Maradona fan? You never know. Maybe he was like a beloved. And it's expensive. Like those t-shirts are expensive. So you gotta put some value there.
I completely disagree. I wouldn't have let him leave the house if I was the woman.
Like in my country, there are some people that they usually marry with like military clothes. They're like militaries, they marry because they don't like to like change. They don't like to do too much. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, maybe. I guess maybe also people who get married in the military uniform shows the commitment they have to their work. Because people in the military be there. Like
Yeah.
invested.
Would you
so-
date a military? Why? The way
Probably.
probably why?
Yeah. I don't know. It just gives off masculine energy in a way. Like it gives the person works hard.
So you say we are with men as men. We don't give this vibe.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well,
You asked in the context of marrying a man who's in the military.
What about the ones who are not part of this? Don't they give this vibe as well?
I mean, yes, other people can be like CEOs.
But we can be honest. We listen. We don't judge.
But yeah, I kind of just see like men in the military give off, I don't know, masculine.
Mm.
Yeah, strong, whatever.
I feel offended. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. But like, think about it. Those people work hard. I've heard stories about them like literally having to wake up early in the morning. Oh, also my dad was in the military. So also that's kind of like, oh, okay.
Me wake up at 10 a.m. every single day.
You see, and they wake up at 4. They wake up at 4 and they get busy, man, and there's no time to rest.
Yes, they need time for you. Why would you want to marry someone that doesn't have time for you?
It's not that they won't have time for me. They will when the time is right. I get it. Also, I'm not trying to be in his face like that all the time. Yeah.
So you're the type of woman that wouldn't mind to see your man work like all the time. You'll be proud of.
I mean, not all the time. Like, make time when you can. But just make money,
Okay, so make money above make time.
Yes.
Wow.
Like, I can literally sit with you while you're working. Just do that.
So as long as the money is coming to your bank account, no problem. You just be like,
I'm not going to complain.
You're going to be crying with notes here.
I would rather cry in a Bentley than I cry in a Bentley.
But wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But still speaking about the weddings, I wanted to ask you something. We spoke about the home affairs things and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But which one would you basically prefer? Would you prefer to have like one of those expensive weddings, like 1 million rands or $500,000, with those crazy ones, people coming coming from like the skies, whatever, crazy stuff, everything? Or would you prefer like spend this money on travels for 4 months travels?
Why can't we do both?
Nah, you're gonna choose one.
I can't say I'd rather have. Yeah, but like think about it. Okay, no. I'd rather have like maybe a wedding that is like 500,000 and then you can spend the rest on traveling.
Nah, we're gonna choose one. We're gonna choose one.
No. Okay, wait. So are we gonna get married?
Yes.
And is the wedding gonna be like beautiful, or is it just signing?
Okay, we're gonna try, but the marriage is going to be on a home affairs.
What? Okay, I guess I can compromise as long as you're gonna travel. Yeah. Like travel.
I will also go for travel because I spend a lot of money in
for 1 day.
1 day.
Yeah.
Alongside your ops. Your family is your ops. A lot of them. Let's be for real. Sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes.
Yes.
They are your ops. They're just there. A lot of them. They are your ops. They're just there.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, these people, they're spending a lot of this money. They're like gossiping about your marriage. Like, why did they celebrate now? Travel is only you and your man. You understand? You go into places.
Yeah, and you're making memories. I guess that works.
You see?
Yeah, that works.
Hey, what's wrong with marrying home affairs? Nothing wrong about that, right?
I mean, before we had the son, there wasn't that option of traveling the world after signing at home affairs. It was just about signing.
Yeah.
So if I was given that option, I'd definitely go for it.
That's cool, bro. And that's basically what it should mean. You understand? But moving forward to speaking about relationship and stuff, I was scrolling like on Twitter and I saw like an image. Editor is gonna show us. Please show us there. So and that kind of found it curious, because this girl is basically a girl that is saying like, living my life because life didn't end when my roommate used a knife to design my face because I slept with a boy. Yeah, you see, I know it's insane. I know you said. So I was seeing in the comments, some people they would say
Mm-hmm.
like she got what she deserved. Why she
What?
doing this? The only one was like she would learn not to ever want to sleep with her friend's man. Nah, you should learn. And more people they should be exposed to these situations and all that. I'm like, yeah, it's insane. But you as a woman, tell me.
I feel
Uh,
like the roommates, yes, she was wrong for going behind the roommate's back
that's how I
and
design. I ain't gonna lie.
pardon?
That was a cross. I'm almost like
Wow.
you see.
Yeah, no, that was definitely wrong. They were both in the wrong, but I kind of feel like the girlfriend was supposed to deal with the male and not the female because she didn't ask to be hit on by the gents, firstly. She didn't ask to be put in that position where she eventually slept with the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like the roommates could have handled the situation better.
Mm-hmm.
She could have dealt with the actual villain, not the
Who is the
woman.
villain?
The guy. Because he's the one who
Aha, where is the
cheated.
villain?
He's
He
the one
was
who
tempted.
cheated.
Don't you think he was tempted?
What if he wasn't?
Huh?
How many times have you ever been in a situation where or read about a man who was tempted by a woman compared to when the guy approached
But woman,
the
I'm not
woman?
tempted by a woman. But okay, there is a theory that says, né? I'm not agreeing with anything so far. Like, there was someone who said like women are like they are like a door,
Okay.
a door. So would you like to have a door that is opened by any key? You wouldn't. That's a useless door at your home. So in this theory, it usually says that men's are like a key. So a man's who can a man's usually like a key, has like a master key, so we can open it door. That's a master key because that's a very useful key.
Okay.
But women, by women like as a door that is allowing like itself to be opened by any key. That's a useless door. Okay. What I could understand from this situation, something that I could perceive actually is that women tend to be more tempted. That's naturally. They don't
Okay.
deny that. Mainly when you have like like the basic standards and all that. You don't even need to have all that. You just need to be a woman. Either way, most of the times you're gonna be tempted. And women knows that. Women know that they're going to be tempted. So you are aware of that. You know that every time you're going to take a walk, going to the mall, you're at school, someone's gonna be like, "Hey, honey, how you doing?" You see, like they're gonna tempt you. They're gonna try to approach you with
Yes.
some stuff. I kind of find you beautiful. So I'm not saying this is good. Because some men they kind of harass women and all that. Some men they take to extreme. What I'm trying to say is that women's they are basically this was how society was built. Actually, how women also could get into this type of reality. So women are used to get tempted. So for a woman, I can say that it's easier for her to have already an idea of what type of person would she stay with. Or
Okay.
it's I think like for the fact that she's too used to be tempted, that's basically something automatic to take to give L to people, to take a no. But meanwhile, men tends to be weaker, tends to be weaker because men were built in a society where he needs to be a hunter, he needs to hunt, he needs to go fetch his meal in order to have something for dinner.
Okay.
So men's were built that way. We're built in a way where basically it needs to even chase the woman in the first life. So that's why I feel like perhaps it could be men tend to because of that men tend to be weaker, to be weaker than women in these contracts, in this context of being tempted. So for men it tend to be a bit easier. I'm not saying there are no men who don't do that or do that. There are those, but because our society is built, it's not something very common, No.
Okay, so you're basically saying that it's easier for men to give into temptation,
Yeah.
whereas women know what they want. So are you saying that in the case of the girl and the boyfriend and the roommates,
Yeah.
are you saying that she knew what she was getting herself into? Like it's something that she wanted. She allowed for that to happen. Because like you're saying, it's a door, right? And you choose.
I'm not saying the
who-
girlfriend though. Or
No, not the
designer.
girlfriend. The
Yeah,
girl who got scarred. Are you
yeah,
saying
yeah.
that she?
But she knew. I mean, don't you think she knew? Why would you sleep with your friend's boyfriend? I mean, that's not my opinion. Why would you do that if you're aware of that? Is it?
Yes, that's exactly why I said they both in the wrong. But I kind of just feel like the gents is mostly to blame. I feel like the roommate should have attacked the gents.
So what is
Not like attack, like fight him and kill him and all that, but like address the situation with him.
Okay.
Because for her to go to the other woman and fight her and give her that kind of a mark, it shows that there isn't really solidarity amongst women.
Yeah.
Like, we would rather turn on one another and protect the males, when in most situations men would protect themselves over the women. Do you understand? So I kind of feel like that was quite disappointing, and there is no way.
That design was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. She designed it. It was intentional.
Like,
it was intentional. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was intentional.
Imagine the pain. Imagine the pain. So I kind of just feel like she could have handled the situation better, man. Also, put in a bit of emotional maturity there. Understand that, okay, we are roommates, yes, and I'm still hers. You did betray me and all of that.
What would you do in this situation?
I would confront the gent. And
the gent,
probably,
not her.
Not her. No.
Why?
I'd distance myself from the girl and I'd confront the maid. Clearly, the problem is with the guy. So, I mean, they both in the wrong, yes, but
that girl, she left her room.
The man could have known better. Think about it. Who is more, I don't know, supposed to give you more loyalty between your friend and your partner? Who do you expect the most loyalty
your friend.
from? Really?
Yes. Me personally, my friend. Okay, I'm not dating right now, but you know, like, okay, me as a man, okay, my normal thing would be like, okay, I would trust more my girlfriend and all that, all those stuff, and also my friend. But I mean, me personally, me as a person, I don't trust nobody that easily.
Real?
Yeah, that nobody. Me, I'm going there and you, like, just like little bit for red flag. I'm like, you, nah, I don't trust you. But I'll keep my mind. I'll keep behaving like a normal partner. But me, I'm not putting all my hopes there. Never.
All of your eggs in one basket.
Never.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying and where you're coming from. Of course, trust nowadays, like, nobody just easily trusts. I kind of feel like a lot of people don't trust nobody. But if I was a girl, like you asked me, I would expect more loyalty to come from my partner compared to the friend, because a friend can, like, easily backstab you. I don't know, man. I just have this respect and value for relationships than friendships, because when you're in a relationship, you're like building something, you're working on something. So there's, of course, supposed to be trust and loyalty and this and that and that and that. Or else with friendship, somebody can just like choose to decide to just wake up one morning and be like, I don't like you anymore, or steal from you, or do things that will potentially like harm you in the long run or whatever as your friend. So I don't know, maybe I've just faced a lot of betrayal from friendships. I don't really know. But I would expect more loyalty to come from the gent. So that is why I would confront the gent than the female. And then I'd distance myself from the female because clearly I can't trust her. And then cut ties with the male, of course, because I can't be with it.
So you wouldn't forget cheating?
No.
Never?
Mm-mm.
You say never. You wouldn't forget.
Never.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking you this three times, more than a lot of time, because I've seen a lot of women like in the problem, like, me forgiving men, never. But then you see like she's assuming someone else child. I'm like, hey, pa, you, because the reason I said that there was a Brazilian singer. Her name is, what is her name? I forgot her name. About the she was pregnant, 9 months pregnant.
Okay.
Of his husband, all that, and the husband cheated on her, you know. And then she went on live on Instagram explaining everything. She cheated on me. He's a trash. He made like a live of like almost an hour. I'm like, damn. Our woman, they were like, we're gonna protect you, sis. We're gonna protect you. We're not gonna let this trash take care of you. And then, you know, like weeks later, she forgave the man.
He said sorry.
but someone says that the best woman for you to get is a sick woman.
Pardon?
Someone says that the best woman to get is a sick woman.
The best woman to get is a sick woman?
Yes.
Why?
Because the woman will not have time to break up with you.
I have nothing to say.
Okay. Let me send to you. Basically, let's imagine that you're a woman that gets away sick, right? Then you find your partner. They
Like
cheat.
I'm sick mentally.
No. If on the record they cheat on you, then you
Okay.
complain like, God, why are you doing this? And then you get like hypertension. Who's gonna take you to the hospital? The man. You understand? So that consideration of him taking you to the
That is
hospital,
so wild.
you'd be like, damn, you could have left me here, but it took me to the
But
hospital.
he took it to
I'm gonna
hospital.
forgive me.
Oh my word. Wow.
Um,
I don't know, man. I don't.
it's just joke. Okay, but if you don't forgive, it's understandable. If you're really sure about that, that's good. You need to be something strong because not a lot of
Yes.
women are like that. You know that.
Yeah, no. I think with cheating, if a person is gonna cheat on you, male or female, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is never you,
Mm-hmm.
the one who's getting cheated on. It's the person who's cheating.
Okay.
They just looking for whatever that they're looking for outside. The problem is never with you. I think this is something that most women fail to understand. They always think, oh no, maybe I didn't give him this, or I wasn't good enough, or I was this and I was that. You're never the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that the person is going outside to do whatever it is that they're doing. So me saying that I wouldn't forgive cheating, it's like a standard thing that you say within yourself when you realize that I'm never the problem. I don't know, call it delusional or whatever. But it's not my fault that the person knows how to cheat. So
Me
if
also
that's
wouldn't
what
forgive, honestly.
why would you?
No, I
Because that
wouldn't.
means you're just giving the person a platform to do it over and over again because they know very well that you're gonna forgive them, they're gonna come back, they're gonna say sorry, they're gonna give you gifts and then do it all over again.
Okay. Yes, I appreciate that, and I hope you can stick to this. Please
Standing on
say that.
business.
Say with that.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't want you to say like
100%.
you hiding, like you
I
forgave. You
would
don't.
never.
You're not bringing the man to the parties anymore because you always misspoke about him.
No, I would never. I would
Well,
never.
okay, moving on to another topic that I would like to approach here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like just scrolling again, and then I saw like a video that was speaking about like the top 5 countries who are very known for what with skin whitening.
Okay.
So between them, he mentioned the country like Filipinos, Nigeria, India, South Korea. So okay, I saw this. I'm like, okay, interesting. But I decided to go deeper and check what African countries are also part of this group. And interesting, I found also okay, Nigeria already mentioned that,
Mm-hmm.
Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Ghana. I don't know why Congo is not here, by the way, but anyway, because it's very common. I've seen a lot of them, not all of them. I
Okay.
say a lot of them is something very real there,
Mm-hmm.
the whitening. And I also saw like a few people here actually, like also with these tendencies of skin whitening. So I wanted to know what you think about this. Do you think this is something more about fashion standards? Do you think it's more about like self-esteem problem? Do you think like it's something about the oppression, white oppression, something like that? What is this?
I think it is related to the white oppression,
Mm-hmm.
mainly because we live in a time where lighter is favored compared to darker.
Mm-hmm.
Lighter is associated with success, with beauty, with all of these positive things, whereas black is associated with, I don't know, bad stuff
Mm-hmm.
or not so deserving type of thing. So I do believe that the oppression does form part of the reasons why people would get into skin bleaching. Because if you think about it, beauty standards now, a lot of people believe that when you're light skinned, you're prettier.
Mm-hmm.
Girls with melanin think that, oh no, I'm flawed. Why aren't I lighter?
Mm-hmm.
People with lighter skin complexions get the most traction, or
Yeah.
they probably are the most hired in most cases. Do you understand? So that makes them feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm the problem, I'm the drama, and all of that. So I do believe that that whole oppression thing with the success, the hiring, and all of that, it is part of the reason why people skin bleach. So it's not necessarily solely based off self hate or whatever, but it's mostly like what the system has made people to
Mm-hmm.
believe, how people have been programmed due to the oppression thingy.
But Tim, do you think this is something that will have a change? Because the reason I'm asking you this is that the makeup industry is very invested in everything,
Billion dollar
it's a
industry.
$1 billion. I don't think they're gonna ever stop, and they know basically these effects. A lot of people, because a lot of people buy, so they know if they keep promoting also this type of products and all
Mm-hmm,
that. This cosmetic industry by itself, it basically will keep standing. So you think this will ever stop? Because me, personally, I don't think, and I also agree with you because I also feel like there would be more thing about something related to colorism, internalized racism,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
something self-hate. So, but do you
Yeah,
think this will have a stop?
not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
Like there is a lot of unlearning that we need to do as a whole, as humans, in order to get to the point where you realize that being black or being richer in melanin is not a flaw, it's a blessing. There is a whole lot of unlearning from the system that needs to take place. So maybe not anytime soon. No, I don't think it's something that's
You
gonna
don't
stop
think
me.
anytime soon?
No.
It's complex. I hope we can change a bit in Africa.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
We
yes.
start.
Because I've seen some people, some friends of mine, they were even males, because they were doing skin whitening. You see,
Uh-huh.
like for example, this side is dark,
Yes, the
her face is
knuckles.
white. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody's bleaching with
You
the
can see
knuckles.
that this guy is black. You said,
Yeah.
I mean, did you never see like someone have like a black face, but with a different skin color? You can see like he had like he's lighter, but he had like a
Hey.
100% Bantu face there. No
Eish.
hiding. He's like too Bantu to look light, you see? I've seen those people. They basically had that thing's called. However, the people who have like dark skin this side, like here, like Asia, bro. It's crazy. I'm like, bro, are you fine, bro?
Is
Yes,
everything okay?
okay with you, bro. Huh? Do you need some
Yeah.
help, some support here, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, I know, but you don't suffer from that, right?
No, skin bleaching, no.
Mm-hmm. Why you never do.
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe you can make skin bleaching to black.
To black. Do you think I should be darker?
Decrease the rights.
Do you think I should be darker?
And I people say.
So what can you do? Do you think I should go through an operation? Maybe get like more melanin from someone? I don't know.
Whatever you do for your life is you, eh? Because I've seen like some German people. They are some kind of crazy. They do skin bleaching to
Like tanning,
to
maybe.
black. I'm like, ah. And then I was seeing the comments. People said like she just ended up losing more rights. Look at her.
There.
Race is increasing. The police is gonna chase after you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
losing
wow.
more rights as well. Joe, that is actually quite a sad topic.
You see, so I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you want to do that, it's up to you. I mean, I don't judge you, honestly. But you got something to bring us here?
I guess maybe since we're on the skin bleaching,
Mm.
darkening, whatever, we can talk about hyper independence in black women.
Happy independent black woman. What's
Yeah.
up? What's up with this topic? Tell me.
Where do I start? There are quite a lot of black women who are, I don't know, hyper independent, I guess, if I should put it like that. So they believe that they don't have to ask for help. You know, growing up in situations where you had to be parentized as a young kid, you had to look after your siblings, take care of maybe like the elderly who's sick and all of that. So that somewhat just gives you this responsibility that you're all alone and you're the only person who can do certain things and you don't have to get help. You shouldn't ask for help and all of that. So I don't know. Do you think maybe that's like a way to show that somebody is strong, or is it like a trauma bond type of thing?
I mean, like with me, I mean, that's a very complex topic. So, but okay, with me, can be both.
Okay.
I think everything comes down to where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because where you're coming from impacts a lot how this thing is perceived. You have a different perception. Before I answer to your question, what would be your personal perception about that?
I think
Like,
it's
your reality by itself.
I think it's a trauma bond and it's a coping mechanism.
What do you think that is that?
Because it's not fair that, say for instance, let me make an example. If maybe the female is like the first daughter and they have 4 younger siblings and they probably live with like the elderly who's not so active as they would be in their prime times. it puts the pressure on the eldest to take care of the younger siblings. Now, this is all responsibility that they never asked for.
Yeah.
They have to put themselves aside, put their own emotions aside, and be everybody else's pillar. That means they completely disregard how they're feeling, their emotions, their daily experiences. So they need to put that aside and put everybody around them first. And that is very unhealthy because you're going to grow up and you're going to be the type of person who can't ask for help, the type of person who always feel like I'm always alone, the type of person who has such high walls, I guess, within themselves that you can never let your guard down because there's nobody who's going to hold you. Nobody's going to catch you. So the reason I'm saying it's a trauma bond firstly is because it's very unfair. It basically just takes away from that person's youth. They can no longer be a kid anymore. Now they have to grow up and be this elder for everybody else. Even for elders, they can't just be a kid, I don't know, man, just live and not just survive.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is strength, yes, but like coming from what place?
Okay.
It comes from a toxic background.
Something that we cannot deny. Like a lot of houses very toxic. A lot of homes they are like under a very toxic environment. And it doesn't only it starts like from the past. How the parents live it.
True.
Because what happens most of the times, like usually parents they try to make you live not like in the exact same way, but in the same way. Don't know if I'm making sense.
Because that's what they used to.
That's what they used to. So they're not trying. They're not gonna try to teach you something that they didn't live on. They didn't live on. They didn't know they're gonna start teaching you something that they didn't experience. So in a lot of scenarios, they would try to replicate that in the next generations. But what is not spoken enough as well is the fact that that time for them, that time surviving would be enough. Being that scenario, surviving would be enough. They didn't even got the time to think about that. And without them like having like had like an idea of what they were expecting, so they basically producing trauma they couldn't control. So nowadays we can say like there are more awareness about this issue. This trauma and bond issue. We can see also nowadays more of this. But I cannot neglect the fact that that time the level of info of exposition to reality of how things should be is totally different from what we got. So that's a very complex topic, which I feel like I feel bad for those who are exposed into this situation. But at the same time, I'm glad that nowadays some people they can get more exposition to this situation, to this scenario, because I think it's important for every type of injustice, for every type of problem, personal problems. It is important to be always aware and be on time to speak about it. Because me personally, I didn't really experience that way, but I know, you don't need to experience in order for you to feel. You don't really need to be in that. You just need to understand those people's side. Having this empathy is also very important. That's how I feel. Don't you think so?
True.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. But I really appreciate that. I appreciate.
Jizzle.
Jesus.
Jizzle.
But moving on to another topic, like there is something that I really want to bring out. Do you bet?
No.
Never bet.
No.
Never done everything. Wouldn't you never do?
I'm underage. I'm joking. For the longest of time, I've been underage, but it's not like an industry that I would say I have interest in. I don't know.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking you this is because there was a Google expert that released the most searched terms like in South Africa.
Okay.
In the first place is Betway login, which has like a 40 million monthly searches. Second place is Hollywood Bets with 12 million monthly searches. Third place we got Betway with 12 million monthly searches. Fourth position we got Hollywood Bets login, 10 million monthly searches. Yeah, and then that would be basically make like the top 4.
Okay.
So we can see like people are really invested.
I think that just shows where we are as a country.
What do you mean we are as a country? We're in a good place, right?
What? What do you mean in a good place? What is that
I'm
supposed
joking.
to
I'm joking.
mean?
Okay. Wow. Share with us, please.
I mean, if you're gonna find like top searches in Betway and all of these betting websites, that just goes to show that as a country we're desperate for money. If we
But
can get like 40 million.
you know that it's not only something that is happening in South Africa, right? It's like basic everywhere I'm going is always bet. Bet this. There are people betting everything, literally.
Okay,
Some people
yeah.
they were betting for Pope, for the Pope, for the the new Pope.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Oh, I,
they were betting for that. I know. Okay, I'm not trying to
that
mention
is
that.
so, and the whole conversation. My
Yeah,
goodness,
yeah.
that is so deep. But I don't know, man. I kind of just feel like it stems from a place of lack,
Mm,
because it just goes to show how people are living from paycheck to paycheck. So they're trying to find forms of income,
yeah.
for their lives to be better. I also saw that search. There was also like the SASA status check
Mm-hmm.
on the list as well. There was YouTube, there was Gujara and Chubidi. So that just like shows that thingy, the most of the country, since I saw SASA has like 4.2 million searches per month.
Yes.
So that shows that over, I don't know, maybe 4 million people, I can say.
Yeah.
The fact of those people are dependent on the government,
Yes.
right? And the illegal websites for entertainment,
Like what?
like Gujara and 2BD, that shows that people cannot really afford like legal websites to watch movies, to
Yes.
stream music. So that's what I'm saying. It shows where we stand as a country.
But would you stop this industry?
Would I stop?
Mm. You wouldn't. Or if you if you receive an opportunity, would you say no?
Say no to betting.
Yeah. No. To ads,
To,
because a lot of people they make like advertising those in those companies. Betway and all that. They do
yeah, I
this.
know.
Yes.
Isn't that how, what is this? Is it affiliate marketing or whatever? That's how people get traffic for
Yeah.
people to buy in the stores. No, I wouldn't stop that. That's somebody's bread right there.
Mm. But for me, I wouldn't stop. I mean, I have nothing against bet. I have something bad against, like lack of control.
Mm.
But for us to understand the lack of control, we need to go deeper to what's bringing this. Because again, as I said before, I don't think this is something that is only happening in South Africa. I think like in every place, even if when I'm watching games, I'm seeing Betway there, Betway.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see like on stadiums, you can
Yeah.
see like clubs are being sponsored by those companies. So I don't think this is something easy to stop, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because the reason why I say that a lot of people also win from that. They can benefit from that, can see. But the problem is that me, I just don't advise people who don't have money to be messing up with stuff they don't understand. I mean, why would you sacrifice your loans into something that you're not sure about? You understand? So because a lot of people they go that they would they face like crisis, financial
Mm-hmm.
crisis because of that. Simply because they thought they'll get like a miracle there and get some higher return. You understand?
But also, don't you think that financial crisis that they in is what leads them to betting?
It could be this, it could be this, and like there are two reasons. Okay, there are two faces of that.
The true.
So this could be one of the reasons. Maybe the country by itself is not helping them
Mm-hmm.
the way it should in order for them to allow them be in a good position. But we cannot forget like this can also represent an addiction.
True.
This is
Of
addictive.
course.
It's
Of
like a
course.
drug. You the drug is there because the same reason that some people say they consume drugs, cokes and all that
Yeah, no.
because they were stressed, they want to relieve. That same way, bets can be also dangerous. That's how I feel that. That's just how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
no.
and speaking about the list, there is something curious that I found that I discovered that YouTube, ChatGPT, Facebook, all the big brands on search terms in South Africa, they are all below Pornhub.
They have?
They are all below Pornhub because Pornhub is in this list, like of the most searched terms.
Mm-hmm.
And they have. Let me just check here. I know it's crazy to see they have 3 million searches
Oh,
per
okay.
month. What's your opinion about that?
I think people are just thirsty for change and new opportunities. With the rise of AI, of course, you can
That's
learn
insane, don't you think so?
what?
Hmm?
What is insane?
Don't you think it's insane? Like Pornhub being above all of them.
Is it above or below?
No, it's actually above them.
Oh, it's above.
He's above. Top
Ah.
10. See?
What?
Yes, he's top 10.
Damn, I thought it was below.
No, it was above. It's between
I know
3 million
it.
searches.
That means people are bored. People are searching for entertainment, I guess. Like, people are unemployed. Don't you know that in most cases, like, people associate unemployment and, I'd say, poverty with, like, a whole lot of sexual activities. I don't know if I should even
So
say
you see
that.
broke people, they have more sex. They tend to
They
like
have
more
more
sex.
time.
Oh.
Like, people who are unemployed, think about it. People who are always at home.
Yeah.
That's where you find the most number of family members. Because, like, people tend to have... Aren't you laughing?
No, I'm listening to you. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
in most developing countries or underdeveloped countries, they're the ones with the highest population rate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So people have a lot of time on their hands.
No, but I mean, yeah, and that could be the case. Never
It could
would
be.
be like. Would you think it would be that would be the main reason?
I mean, no, not the main reason. I don't know. What else? What do you think?
Actually, with me, factors. Okay, it could be being bored.
Yeah.
Okay, unemployed as well. But unemployed people, they used to have they tend to have a lot of kids. The ones that I know, 7 kids, no job. Those kids there is a legacy for them. That's what I do most. Working overtime. They about the Pornhub stuff. Yeah, I think it's more about that. Okay, besides being bored, you cannot, like, actually nowadays things are crazy. Things are crazy. Social media, friendships, so it's a lot of factors.
So do you think people are on Pornhub to make money?
No. I don't think so. I don't think they're making money. I just think that I think they are bored, but I think it's something addictive. No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
I'm 100% it is addictive.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that website is crazy. So yeah, I think it's something very deep. It's deeper than what something easy. I wouldn't just describe by one word by saying like unemployment and all that. I would just describe into one short space. It's something more complex than it. It can involve also your personal perspective of life, how you grow up, everything. Literally, your environment by itself may influence you to have this level of consumption. The 3 million per
Like
month is
what?
crazy.
But what could possibly name maybe like 2-3 factors that could, I don't know, be the reason?
Relationships would be one of them.
Okay.
People are trying to replicate everything they see in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see, will be one of them. They're trying to replicate everything. Other reason could be also the bored room as well. People being bored, it can also impact, people not knowing how to deal with this scenario of being by themselves, loneliness as
Okay.
well.
Yes.
Could be one of these reasons.
And it's winter now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's winter. I said winter is not easy. Yeah, and this time I think like the search increases.
Do you think it's gonna increase?
I think it's increasing day to day. Even right now, I think we went from 3 to 7.
What?
I'm telling you, a lot of people are taking L. They're saying no, like no, not you. It's hard.
Damn.
In this country, it's cold.
The streets are cold.
It needs to be cold. It's not easy.
It's not easy. So I saw this other joke on like TikTok the other day. This person was like, as people who are in relationships, can you please have empathy for those who are single? Like, let's just all be in this together. Let's help one another.
I mean, is she wrong?
I don't know.
No, what do you think?
I know I have an electric blanket and a hot water bottle at home. That's fine by me. I don't.
You don't mind at all, right?
I know. I'm good.
Nah, because some people, they tend to only find partners in winter.
Real, especially like thicker people. apparently.
Okay,
like
okay.
thicker people are like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild, but like
That's why it's fine, right?
it'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Yeah, but that's life, ne?
I
Okay,
guess so.
you
I
life.
guess so.
Oh, like I'm really appreciating this time with you, but we're coming to the end.
Oh, okay. It was so fun.
Yeah, we're
It
coming to the
was
end
really
of our
nice.
episode,
Mm-hmm,
and I'm
mm-hmm.
really appreciative to have you here.
Thank you for
It's such
having
a
me.
pleasure to have someone like you discussing, bring something
Mm-hmm.
important, relevant things to people. So I want to ask you any last word to someone. You wanna send a message to the people, to the woman, I don't know, maybe to the editor. Who knows? Yeah. You can send a message to the editors. I will feel grateful, by the way.
I don't know. All the best, I guess, at the editing.
Yeah.
All the best at the editing. And then, I don't know, a message to women. You're never the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Never.
no,
Never is crazy.
you're never be delusional. You're never the problem, and we should stop fighting one another as women. If your partner cheats on you, address it with your partner, not the other person, and have standards. You don't need healing. You need standards. You need boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's
You
what
wanna
I
send a
can.
message to your mom, I don't know, your
Oh my
family,
word, no.
your friends. Oh, no, I don't know.
No. My parents are gonna see me talking about top searches and winter and stuff. No. I'd
Okay.
say shout out to the podcast. Thank you for having me. It's
Thank you so
been
much. Thank you so
amazing.
much.
It's been amazing.
And please, guys, don't forget to subscribe. We're available on the YouTube. Drop the comments, drop the likes. We're also available on Buzzsprout, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezers, different platforms. Every platform that you think about listening to podcasts, we did. And if you want to follow up for more contents, we're also on Instagram under the name of Varsity Voice. Please don't forget to watch it and give your ratings. Peace. Right. Thank you.
That was better than I thought, actually.
I'll be honest with you, ne? But the way you talk so calm. That was like, should I?